Welcome to We're Talking Bears,
where we bring you the latest in the Chicago Bears experience.
I'm Uncle,
Nephew,
and I'm Son,
and we're talking Bears.
What's up, Bears Nation? What's up, son? What's up, nephew?
Big W's, big W's, man.
Big time W's all over the place, man. All the way. Hey, if you're enjoying this podcast, like and subscribe. We're out here on YouTube. We're out here on Spotify. We're out here on Apple Podcasts. You can, wherever you catch us, catch us. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Man. Clap it
33
up.
33 to 14.
33 to 14.
Man, you know what? This is big. I'm excited. I just wanted to go on record right now on We're Talking Bears for all of my friends, for all of my foes, for all of the Chicago people who don't show our guys any respect. I just want to go out there. I could name names, but I won't. Guys that were trying to tell me the Bears was only going to get 3 points this weekend. Oh, Justin Fields, a good day is just 150 yards passing. He's not going to move the ball. Man, we went out there and played our game, got a W when nobody's expecting it. And I'm feeling good, man. What's up, Uncle? What's up, nephew? Tell me how y'all feeling about this W over the Pats.
Hey, man. This is awesome. What else can you say?
I ain't been happier about the Bears in years, man. Like straight up. Like this is a complete win against a tough team, against an incredible coach. My favorite stat from this win it didn't have nothing to do with nothing that happened tonight. Up until tonight, Bill Belichick, I think, was 42-2 against first or second year quarterbacks. And here's my second favorite stat. Fields is undefeated against quarterbacks that went in his draft class.
Hey, let's hear it for that one. Let's hear it for that one.
Clap it up for that one,
man. Because they stay getting down on our boy, man. And you know what? He does a lot of things. He does a lot of things for our team, man. And you saw him using his legs, using his arm yesterday, being smart, making smart plays when it counted, man. Big time balling, man. And you know what? I'm gonna let everybody know, cousin. You called it. You called it from the Justin Fields draft. You said that. You said he was going to be the strongest QB out of that draft, and you know what I'm saying, that we made the right pick. So I'm happy to see it's paying off for us this week. Definitely.
Hey, definitely. You got to beat your peers. That's the first step.
Right.
And then you got to beat the people they say you can't beat. Well, right. We did 2 for 1 because, man, they said we can't beat the Patriots in their house.
Right.
Can't be done, right? We beat the Patriots in the house, and we didn't just sneak out with a win. We beat them in every phase of the game. Can we talk about 3 quarters of shutouts?
Shutouts, yes, sir.
Can we talk about the fact that the Patriots' first down came with 1:19 left in the first? They didn't get a first down for the first 13 minutes, 41 seconds of the game. They couldn't get a first down. That's getting pounded. And while they're doing that, we dropped 10. I mean, you know, let's talk about it. You know, everybody, Bears can't score. We dropped 10 while they're trying to get a first down.
Right.
You know,
hey, I mean, we gotta give it to the defense on the defensive side of the ball. Everybody stepped up. Brisker had that one-handed interception.
Yes, sir.
Jumping over his head. Then we had Gordon matching him, got himself a one-handed pick later in the game. So, man, obviously, you know, he's going to show up.
When you talk about our rookies getting their first picks, both of them get their first picks in the same game. In a week 7 game, 7 weeks into a 17-week season, they get the first picks of their career. Everybody's talking about George Pickens. We should have grabbed him. Look, do we need more receiver talent? Yes. We do. I'm not saying we don't. That's the issue. We need more offensive line talent. We need a better offensive line room. We need a better receivers room. Nobody's arguing that. But bottom line is, we didn't make a mistake. We went out there. We knew who we were. We knew we were already a running team. So, and we knew defense. We had a decent front seven, even as we started to let some guys go. big names let go. We knew we had a decent front seven. There had to be some back end to the defense. It's a passing league. You got to be able to stop the other guy from throwing the ball.
Right.
And we're stopping the other guy from throwing the ball. We're straight up out there making huge impacts on whether the other guy can throw the ball. And that's ginormous, man.
Yeah, facts. And you know what? I got to give it to the Bears on making the adjustments that we needed to make as the game went on. After we took the 10-0 lead and they came back and put up the 14, they were able to make adjustments and we went right back to shutting them out. Of course, they went to Zappy. They went to Zappy and he came out strong, and we got on that. You know what I'm saying? Made those adjustments and shut him down, man. He didn't. I mean, I think when he first came in the game, I think he put up maybe 97. I think before the half, or he a few yards, a couple scores,
a touchdown, and
right,
led him in for a touchdown.
He did, and after that, we made those adjustments and no more. They didn't put up any more points. They didn't get another field goal for the game. They couldn't move the ball on us. So whatever they did, whatever was the discussion, whatever was the focus of the team, man, I'm all for it. I'm all behind it, man. They did their thing. Definitely did their thing.
Hey, and the other thing was Zappy. I mean, I didn't realize that we got 3 picks. I felt like I forgot Roquan got in there from, but Zappy started off with well over 100 QB rating. He was dominating.
He was,
and he ended with a 67 QB rating. Because you know what, we snatched 3 balls from him. Brisker snatched. They treated him like the rookie he was. I mean, I got to give him credit for his he zapped us for a moment with some great throws.
Yeah.
He sees the blitz coming and he throws into the blitz. He saw Eddie Jackson cheating down, and he threw behind Bojack and gave up TD.
So on that one, I got to check the tape on that one. But what I think happened is we had a man under concept, and I think that was Jalen Johnson. He let that man go and faded into a 3 zone, but it looked like the safeties were already in it was too high. So that looked like just a coverage confusion on that one. Like everybody wasn't on the same page. So we got to look and see exactly who kind of busted that coverage. But I don't know if that was necessarily on Bojack, because he looked surprised that there was nobody with him.
Okay, and that may be true. It may be somebody was supposed to be over him, so he just looks like it was him because he's busy chasing the play. That's one of the things I loved is early on, by the time we hit 10 points, we were sitting back there and Justin had hit 4 different receivers.
Yes.
He was 5 of 6 hitting 4 different receivers. And I think that just set a tone for the game that we're going to get some people involved. Look, you don't have to be a superstar. Just go out and catch one ball.
Yeah.
Make them cover you.
Right.
You catch that, first ball. I laugh because you guys know I'm not much of a basketball player, but I would always, if I go to a court in a park, man, I put the ball in my left hand and hit a left hand layup. I'm going to force you to respect my left, even if you shouldn't. Even
if you shouldn't,
you shouldn't, right? Like I can't do that. But when it's coming, you're gonna be able to stop it. It doesn't matter who you are. But I'm gonna do it the first time I get the ball, just so when I go right the whole game, you're still thinking that guy scored his first shot going left.
Right.
I mean, it's the same type of thing, man. You look at these guys. Pettis caught a little pass. Griffin caught a little pass. N'Keal Harry got a first down. Yep. Those weren't big deals. Komet got 2 passes, not decent passes. Those weren't big deals, but they made you cover the other guys. So now when you come back to EQ or Darnell for important first downs, they're not being triple covered, right? Or double covered. So now that's huge. That was huge.
And our scheme, I gotta give a huge hats off to Getsy on this one. I've been waiting for this game from him. I've been waiting for him to use Justin Fields like an athletic QB.
Yes.
And this is what he hasn't been doing all year, which I didn't know if that was to protect Fields. I didn't know if they just hadn't installed that part of the offense yet. But you would think that would be the first thing that they install. But whatever. He finally did it. This is what Nagy couldn't do. This is what nobody has installed for this kid. This kid should be looking like Lamar Jackson out there. He's got the same type of running talent. So why do you not have these, naked bootlegs that are RPO? You know what I mean? He had a little, like a flip pass to EQ late in the second for a first down, where he just runs a little bubble back behind the line while the line just kind of, keeps everybody at the line of scrimmage, rotating like it's a power run to that side. And then suddenly there's guys downfield and bam, what do you do to cover that as a defender when the quarterback has already 80 yards on the ground?
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to respect that. So it puts them in that impossible situation where they have to cover laterally and they have to cover deep. You can't do both. This is the NFL. People are too fast. Fields is too fast. So big shout out to Gessie for finally putting stuff like that in the game plan and getting that stuff going.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, they changed his motion. They changed his footwork. They changed most of the technique of what he was doing with the football to improve him and to help him grow. So you got to give him a chance to just get used to that. I mean, I look at the beginning of the season as live practice, right? But also the rest of the team has to get better. Let's give a shout out to the offensive line. Look, this is going to sound like a diss, but it's not. Seriously, there's a difference between I can't cover long enough for you not to get annihilated, and I can't block long enough for you. I can block long enough for you to get the ball out and then get annihilated, right? We want him to not get annihilated. He's still getting annihilated, but that I think, and I'm gonna argue a point here because Musty ended up back in there. And I'm not. I've said this a million times. I'm not a huge Cody Whitehair fan, and I don't think he's the solution at that position.
You mean Lucas Patrick?
No, Cody Whitehair.
Okay.
Cody Whitehair is out. Schofield's in, and Fields has an extra third or half second. He has just that moment to release the ball before he gets pummeled. He still is getting pummeled. I'm not saying this is a great group in front of him, but there's a difference between getting pummeled before you can throw the ball and getting pummeled after you throw the ball. And I think that was the big difference. It wasn't great line work. I mean, Fields got beat up badly, could have got injured if he wasn't such a tough kid. Probably is in a hot and cold tub right now.
Right.
But if he and I think it also allows him to learn, like on the Khalil Herbert screen pass, where he held the ball just long enough that they couldn't sack him or cause a fumble, but he held it long enough that those two, I believe they were both defensive ends, were coming in on him on an angle where he knew he was going to get annihilated, crushed and sandwiched, but he gets the ball out to Herbert, and that's it. There's too many guys on the wrong side of the field by that point to catch Khalil. They're not catching Khalil Herbert.
Yeah,
they're not. And Herbert looks up and he sees pretty much a straight line right into the end zone because Fields took the hit. And I mean, it's the same thing. I believe it was last week with the shot to Mooney. Or was it 2 weeks ago? Maybe it was the Vikings with the shot to Mooney, where he took this huge, massive hit, but he picked up a bomb to Mooney. Yeah. And he's starting to, I think, in his brain, learn the difference between I'm just getting beat up for no reason and I should throw the ball away. And if you're going to hit me, it's going to be because I'm releasing this ball and you're going to pay. Yeah. And I think that's hugely important for his own safety, because now the other team has to think, if I blitz this guy, and even if I get to this guy, did it help me? If I send 5 or 6 and he gets the ball out to one of these speedy receivers or backs, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Yep. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's credit to the scheme. I think on that play where he got sandwiched for the Herbert touchdown, you saw Braxton Jones, the left tackle, he was down the field pancaking DBs.
Yes.
So like him taking that hit, obviously you don't want him to have to take that hit, but that's by design, and
it's by design. It's by design.
They have to commit to him. If the left tackle, no matter what the left tackle's doing, no matter what the right tackle's doing, the defensive ends, they're taught Justin Fields is going to run, you sprint at him. If he looks like even the slightest, like he's got the ball and some weird crap is going on, you got to sprint at him and you got to tackle him, right? So that opens up so much in the playbook.
Oh my God!
When they have to account for that because of that QB run game, and that's why that makes such a big difference for us. And I've seen we've laid the seeds for it. There's been a couple of plays that look like, especially early in the season versus the Texans versus the Packers, where it looks like that could be a QB keeper, like the quarter, the running back runs off to the right, Fields kind of, does a delayed little fake, without the ball to the left, but obviously, he hasn't really had that role in the offense to this point.
Right.
Could be seeing, the start of that, and I want to see that happen with some Andy Reid type creativeness from Getsy, that he can run these concepts again. Like I said, you've got to run these concepts more than once, but especially when they work. But I want to see him run them out of different formations, make them look different, make them feel different to the defense, so that they don't get stale and reused.
Hey, you know what? I gotta agree, cousin. I think the schemes definitely on point. This week, we've been talking about wanting to see Fields be used more athletically. I mean, I don't remember what the exact number was on the ground. We had 250 yards close to again. Yep. This week on the ground. Fields led the way. And I like that, because make the defense a couple of times he got the snap and took off. You know what I'm saying? Yep. It's like, yeah, for 5 yards, who's gonna catch you? When you drop back some of the times and then the line doesn't hold up, you give the defense a chance to adjust, and then you're going the opposite way. They got time to get to you. If Justin Fields gets the ball and he's decided he's gonna run from the snap, man, that puts the defense in a much more difficult position. You know what I'm saying? And then that allows, like Uncle said, some of our receivers, make one catch, make a couple catches, catch the ball when you're open. These guys will be open on plays like that. And I feel like this is just a testament to what we were talking about with using Fields at what he's good at. He's a mobile quarterback. Let him get out there and run, make the defense respect what we're good at, which is putting the ball on the ground. And now we can throw it. He's 107. That's not a crazy day in the air, but 170 yards, 179 yards from Fields when we haven't been able to protect him to even throw the ball down the field. That's huge. And I think it's all because of the scheming and putting him in a position to where he's threatening on the ground every play.
And let me also add to that, as we discussed before, I said 200 yards for Fields. That in the air is a great day. Partially because we're running for a 2+. This is our third game over 230.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't guess who's the number one run offense in the NFL.
It's us.
It's Chicago Bears. We are hands down number one, period.
Right.
Period. We average 5.2 a carry as an offense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough.
And it's wicked. That's wicked.
We plug Schofield in, who's not traditionally a good run blocker, and he jumped right in. You know what I mean? I like what he did. So,
I think he helped out in pass protection.
Oh, absolutely.
Not for long, but just a little bit.
Just a little bit. That extra couple seconds.
It's that efficiency that it creates, though, when you can do both things well, like Fields can. It is throw with accuracy and throw with touch, and also run with speed and purpose and power. It puts the defense in an impossible situation, but it puts your quarterback in a really efficient situation. And that showed on third downs. I think we were 11 of 18 on third downs, which is huge third down efficiency. Like
we were bad.
Probably averages close to 40%.
We were bad on third down.
Up till now, yeah, absolutely. Because we weren't giving Fields the option to say, okay, if this looks good, get it with your legs, even if it's 18 yards. He can do that. That's not a problem.
And we've seen it.
There were some times where it was 3rd and 16, I think, where he sprinted out to the right flat. He had 3 people spying on him. So he was like, all right, Mooney's open. Bam, sideline. And Mooney made an incredible catch on the sideline. Shout out to him for that one. So You just got to give him those opportunities to say, okay, what's the more efficient way to get this first down? Your legs or your arms, and then let him make the decision and let him do it. And that puts him in a position where he's just playing football, man. And that's what we need to see.
And you also have to have an identity and be able to live up to your identity. The Patriots have been shutting running teams down. They've been shutting running teams down.
Yeah.
And we dropped over 230 on them. You know, that's bad. You know, that's, you know, hey, when you give up that much on the ground, you got problems. But speaking of that, I've been touting this for a while. I'm going to say it one more time live. Our best free agent pickup of the year, my opinion, is Kari Blasingame.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Kari Blasingame. And I don't think people understand the power that he adds to our run game. I'm going to give you some stats, okay? And then you tell me, look, this rookie in 2016 ran for 490 yards. In 2017, this rookie ran for 740 yards. In 2018, that's where he's not rookie, obviously. 2018, this third-year player ran for 1,059 yards, his first 1,000-yard season. In 2019, with the addition of Kari Blasingame as a blocking back, he hit 1,540 yards, and in 2020, he hit 2,000 yards with Kari Blasingame leading the way. Who's that rookie? Who's that guy?
Right. It's King Henry.
Henry, right?
King Henry.
Now, the Bears had a good, solid running offense. You add, and we had Justin Fields, and we probably had better offensive line play last year. I mean, we had a Hall of Famer at left tackle. So we were a little better on the offensive line than we're doing this year. We add Kari Blasingame, and all of a sudden we're number one. That's not a mistake.
Right.
That is not a mistake. The rushing champ had him. Now we have him in number one. Some of those blocks are crucially important, like when you're doing a toss sweep around the short side. You're on the left hash and you're toss sweeping left. Man, if those blocks don't happen, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
right.
But and Kari's leading that. He's out there, and not the only one. There's a lot of people, Jones, everybody else, but Kari's out there opening that running back up, getting him into the second level. Man, and it's happening. And you see some of these runs where Blasingame is pancaking guys. And if you're following a guy who's annihilating dudes, man, you're just waiting for somebody to hit the ground, and you're like, get your second gear, make your little half cut, and you're gone.
Yeah,
you know, and it's and giving credit to Getsy, like you said, when we needed that touchdown to really put us ahead and really get the job done.
You put it in power, and he put Montgomery in Blasingame.
Yeah, you bring the Blasingame. I don't know if Blasingame was on the field right then. We had a power set, but it was a single back.
Power wing. You're talking about where we had the wing to the left, dude. We had Riley Reef at tight end. We had the tight end over the end. We had Blasingame made a beautiful kick block out. Like there was that
Blasingame was out there. Okay.
Blasingame sealed that edge beautifully, absolutely crushed the guy, and then drove him into the end zone and landed on top of him.
There you go. There you go. And that's power football.
Exactly. Power football. And we got the power. We just got to put it on the field sometimes. You know,
got to put it on the field.
Trying to get in the end zone.
We got to put it on the field, and you put up the points. And this is what we didn't do against the Commanders, because against the Commanders, we held them. I mean, look. Guess what? We ran for more yards than the Patriots passed. Who would have told anybody that? We almost ran for more yards than they had total offense. They had 260 total offense. We had 243 on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it was like our passing game was a bonus.
Right.
Yeah, and when we're putting up, you know, 240 yards on the ground, and Fields only puts up 170 in the air, they're like, oh, he's not throwing. He don't need to. That's 400 yards of offense.
Right.
That's 400 yards of offense.
Exactly.
What else you need?
And I think the key is with Fields, he's so swift. He's not just quick. He's not just fast, but he's swift. He just glides like a gazelle, makes tiny little adjustments as he cuts through the field. And
all right,
there's nothing they can do. They're like, man, how do you catch this guy?
He's the best athlete on the field almost every time he touches the ball.
Man, it's nuts. The only thing that can help him is a ref going, no, you can't have a 50-yard touchdown right now.
Yep.
Yeah, and we've seen that too. Look, we've seen that too.
And prior to the game, prior to the game, Belichick was over there talking about, he's dangerous with the ball in his hands every time he catches the ball, every time he has the ball, snap to him, whatever. You gotta pay attention to him. You gotta contain him. And people were like, oh, that's just Belichick blowing smoke up his opponent's butts. Yada yada. He always does this. He's just saying nice things about the Bears before he blows them out. Like, oh yeah, was it him just saying nice things now? For all the doubters, everybody out here.
And that's what it is, man. You know what? Honestly, again, these guys are professionals, man. A lot of times the strategy of it, the way that you approach the game, it's a chess match. Like, you may be outmatched in some things, but you got to use your strengths to your advantage. And I think this week is we were able to see that, right? We're obviously superior running the ball. You get what I'm saying? So we attack the game in that way. We're gonna use the run to get us what we want. So now when you have to overcompensate to stop the run because we're destroying you on the run, now we can do things that we might not do as efficiently. It's just like Steph Curry will shoot the three to open up the driving lane. When you try to overplay the three, now I can get to the basket. Same concept. Michael Jordan would get open shots, but he's going to the basket to open up, the jump shot to give him some space. And that's all it was here, I think, man. We were real smart about getting out of there and attacking them and putting them on their heels with Justin Fields. Because what I'll say is that usually we do well running the ball, but usually it's behind Montgomery and
Herbert.
Man, I'm tripping. Montgomery and Herbert, and we get out there behind them, and then Fields is usually dropping back, trying to pass and trying to mix it up. This time they're all just attacking. They're all just getting out in front on their legs, man. And I feel like, honestly, I don't know. I feel like that is what made the difference for us today. Like, let's overdo it with the run. Like, stop the run. Like, make them dedicate themselves to stopping the run, and then it makes the other things a little bit easier. Just like you said, with using finding different receivers. You get what I'm saying? We're not going to stare down one guy all game. I just think we played a real smart football game today, and it allowed us to see the skills that we actually have in these guys. We don't have any buster. They might not be the greatest, like our offensive line needs work for sure, but these are professional players, man. You got to put them in a position to succeed.
Yeah, and I think professionals. Hey, let's talk defense for a moment. Roquan, 12 tackles, a sack, a tackle for loss, a pass defended, and an interception. Man.
I don't know why people try to get down on Roquan when they say they wouldn't pay him, whatever. Man, Roquan does a whole lot for our football team. Man. And I think it's easy to write somebody off when the team's not doing well. But, man, we got to show love to Roquan. He shows up big. He shows up big. Most of the time.
He is I said this last year. He's our defensive leader. He was the best player on the field even when Mac was out there. No offense to Mac, but Mac wasn't making the same impact as Roquan.
Right.
And then you got the rookies. We brought them up, Brisker and Gordon. Man.
Oh, man. Brisker, I love Brisker, man.
Brisker's a dog, man.
Yeah.
Brisker's a dog. And him
Did you see
his INT, man?
Oh man, but that and the way he hit. Remember, I believe it was a tight end, just doing a little hook.
Hunter Henry
on his own. Hunter Henry. And man, that guy couldn't pull the ball in before he got annihilated. It was just wham, and wow.
It's not often you see a 260-pound tight end, whole body just crumple as he falls to the turf. And then when he hits the turf, you see that little extra shock wave when he hits. So you know he hit it hard. That's a 210 maybe pound safety. Crushed him. That kid is a player. That kid is a player.
Man, you talking? We're playing some football. And I got to give it up to EQ, man. EQ did his job.
Yep.
EQ did his job. He didn't get in the end zone. I don't care. He makes 4 or 5 first down catches like that a game, man. He can be our number 2.
Yeah.
Come on, just get out there, block like crazy, and catch the ball when we need you to.
Now, turning our eyes ahead to Dallas this week, we got some tough matchups. We got Micah Parsons, who might be the only guy who's both bigger and faster than Justin Fields in the entire league. We got what's their cornerback's name? The one who gets, he's either feast or famine. Diggs.
Stephon.
No, Stephon.
No, Stephon's a receiver. My bad.
His brother, actually.
Brother,
He had 10 picks last year. Very opportunistic ball hockey type of corner. He's going to be tough on that matchup. And then on, the other side of the ball, obviously they got Dak back. They got Zeke. Michael Gallup is back catching passes for them. CeeDee Lamb is tough to cover. It's going to be a tough game. Yeah, Tony Pollard spelling him out the backfield. Like, what do you guys see with those matchups specifically?
Well, the first thing I like, the only thing I'm worried about, I'm worried about our ability to create pressure. Okay. That has, we've done a lot better slowing the run down, but we've given up our pass pressure to do that, so I think that's important. We've got to control their run. They're not that different from us as far as the build of their team, but they have a very experienced quarterback, and we need to hold that run game, around 100, 120 if we're going to be effective. We cannot let Pollard and Elliott take over this game. If they get loose and they get stupid, we're in trouble.
They get stupid.
Yeah. I trust our secondary. Yeah. I really do. Gordon is learning, as we knew he would. He was going to have to take it on the chin for a while, but he's starting to get it. They're getting it. Eddie's got to play a smart game. He can't have any mistakes. We can't have big leaky mistakes. We can't have, again, it's the second quarter. I don't even want to count how many points we've given up in the second quarter, but win or lose, the second quarter is the quarter we stink. We cannot let them get a fast start and get way out there, because they can just run the ball, and we don't want to see that. Jalen Johnson, as long as Jalen's out there, we're good. He could take away CeeDee Lamb, right? And now we start working our way down. Brisker's doing well. Jones is doing well as far as cornerbacks for us. We're getting it in.
Yeah.
We're getting it in. We can cover these guys. I'm not afraid of any team as far as coverage. I'm afraid of Tyreek Hill just as a human, trying to cover for anybody. But we've done okay against even Tyreek. Not good, but okay. But
we got him after this. So nephew, what about the offense? What do you think the offense is going to do for us?
Dallas is tough, but again, we're the best running team in the NFL. We've got to stay to our character. We have to continue to prove we're the best running team in the NFL. If we can't continue to do that, then we aren't the best, and the stats will change. That's first. We got to stay within our character. We are the best running team in the NFL. That will open up the play action and the screen game. The more they come after Justin, the more the screens are going to work, and we're getting to be where Bears franchises belong in the screen game, which is it's a deadly poison. We're getting to that point like we did here. Hey, screen could mean a touchdown, not just we picked up the first down. Because you get guys like Herbert on the move in the open, with one guy to beat and blockers in front of him, dude, this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
So you get it's big. It's big. I think it's all up to, again, we don't have to put up 250 on the ground, but we need to put up 175.
I mean, that's not too hard, man. We got two very, very talented running backs and a very, very talented running quarterback. So 175 is very well within their reach. But cuz like what do you see with those matchups? Michael Parsons and what's his name? Diggs, the corner, all that.
I mean, honestly, I just think the pressure, I don't think the pressure's not on us. I mean, of course, I feel like Fields is going to feel the pressure of, wanting to perform and, wanting everyone to see his growth and get us to where we want to be as Bears fans and as a team. But I don't think the pressure's on us, man. I think we need to go out there, play our game. The defense usually does well, keeping us in games, even when we've struggled on the offensive end. But we have some tough matchups, and I mean, I feel like that's just par for the course for a team that's in rebuild mode. You know what I'm saying? We're not like we're not just overpowering most teams when you look at us on paper. So, but I think it's important to just do what we do well and just let the cards fall where they may. I feel like if you have matchups that are tough or maybe unfavorable for you, I feel like at the very least they should be learning experiences. You get what I'm saying? For some of our guys who are less experienced. So I'm not too much worried about the matchups. I'm not. I think, like you said, we should be able to go out and run the football. I think we will, as long as they can scheme up something to keep what we saw this week fresh. As far as I think leading with the run, allowing Justin to be more creative and getting on his feet with the ball. I think it should open up the game the same way. If the defense, like you said, I'm thinking the defense is doing well. If they can continue that, they've been keeping us in games. Like I said, even when our offense is underperforming. So I don't know, man. I'm just thinking we'll come out and I think it'll be a close game. No team has come out there and just abused us. Well, maybe one game this season. It slips my mind. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying, we've been able to compete, man. I just want those guys to go out there and play with some confidence and do the things that they do well. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as those other guys on the other team, man, good players make good plays. You get what I'm saying? So this is just an opportunity for our guys to go out there, and I think they should take it as a challenge, man. The pressure's not on us, it's on them. So go out there and just play ball, man. You know me, I'm predicting the Bears W. So I'm not.
We know it every week. Blowout win, right?
Look. Hey, we were right this week. Look,
we were right.
The other thing,
and let's be
we're
real.
the only people who predicted the Bears are going to win this game. We always predict the Bears are going to win, but
let's be honest.
Nobody else.
This year, we've almost been right every week. You get what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, man, it can happen, man. And you see those cheeseheads, they lost to the Commanders as well, man. And actually, they weren't. Well, I guess
they weren't.
Close at the
they got beat.
They did. They got beat.
They look worse than us.
And
they look worse.
And for me, I hope our young growing team can see that and just take it as a learning experience, man. You make mistakes in games, and it could cost you the game. So
hey, look, you're annihilating a team, and you hand them the ball. It's a team that can barely get 1.5 yards a play, and you hand them the ball 6 yards to the goal line.
Yeah, you send them 6. Yeah. I mean, it's weird. That's
all they need is 1.5 yards.
That's what's been happening to us, right?
Right. If you had put them on a 12, you might have had a chance.
Hey, it's messed up that you're joking, but it's like, nah, for real. The 12 might have done it. The 12 might have been good enough. Yeah.
if he had fumbled the ball forward and they picked it up on like the 18, we probably could have stopped them and held them to a field goal.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, true.
But you basically put them
sad but true. Sad but true.
Sad but if you're gonna do something boneheaded and head the ball, knock it forward, so at least the defense.
But you know what? I'm not gonna lie. That's honestly my motivation each week is us being competitive and being in games. I mean, when you make bonehead plays, I mean, that's what happens. You know what I mean? But being able to see us close in games against teams that they're giving us no chance to be in games with. We have a team that's got little to no experience, at least playing together. So, to me, those are good signs that we're in games and that we had an opportunity. You get the ball snatched out of your hands as a grown man, so you're probably not going to win too much of anything. But, you know what I'm saying? The fact that you were able to be in that game, you obviously had to have been doing something right, you know what I'm saying, to be competitive.
Gosh.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, that's my positive spin for this season. you know what I'm saying, the rebuild season. I think we've been seeing some pretty good things. I've yet to see a team just coming in and then just kick out behind. So I'm
Right.
positive.
Just look
on that
away
side.
during the second quarter. The only time it happens is
In the second. You're right. You're right.
I got to learn to go get a burger or something during the second quarter and come back.
Maybe a
Right.
salad.
That's hey, we're gonna do halftime in the second quarter.
Right. We'll be there for the halftime, but just don't want to see it. Hey, in regards to Micah Parsons, I'm pretty positive that he, Justin Fields, and a couple other guys, maybe Kyle Pitts or some, you were working out at this power and speed guru in California before they were drafted. And if I'm remembering the right group of guys, they were all guys, big men that could run 4 times. And he's just like, he's a power and speed expert. And, you know, so honestly, this is going to be a matchup, man. And
Yeah.
I think step for step, Micah can run with Fields. I mean, you saw there was a play where Fields evaded the rush and ran out to the right. Number 30, one of their defensive backs, had a beat on him, but couldn't close the distance. He actually had an angle too. He didn't have a great angle, but he had a bit of an angle and a beat on Fields, and it was just like, no. Parsons is step for step every bit as fast as Justin.
Yeah, I agree.
And so he's not going to get away from Parsons. If Parsons has an angle on him, he's in trouble.
So that's got to be our game plan, is to take him out.
You got to put a body on him. Somebody's got to hit him hard. One other thing, I like, the other reason I like the run game so much, when you have mediocre offensive linemen, you want to get them to punch and hit and get going at the beginning, especially so that they're attacking. Because, you know, as an offensive lineman, when you're in pass pro all the time, you're backing up. You know, you're supposed to get a punch, but your mind is telling you back up, back up, back up. And, you know, you can't exert the same amount of power as you can firing out of that stance and firing into the defender.
Well, I'll say some linemen can.
Tevin Jenkins continues
to prove that he's one of the rare ones that can. If you go back and rewatch the clip of Fields' pick, what you'll see is Matthew Judon, with Larry Borum's hands like on his chest, jumps, leaves his feet completely, and then it's actually his head that the ball goes off of. But he's like 7 feet up at that point, because he's 5 inches, 6 inches above Larry Borum's head, right? And Borum didn't do it. It wasn't a bad block, but you have to punish linemen when they do that. And did Borum do that? No, he really wasn't in position to. But if you watch, you'll see Tevin Jenkins. First he comes in, he's got his shoulder in the center's block, helping Mustapher. He turns his head when the ball comes out, and he sees Judon kind of in the air, closes about 5 feet before Judon can even start to come down. Tevin flies off of that block, blows this guy up, sends him flying, sprawling down onto his back, and lands. And then later on, when we saw him baby Khalil Herbert, had like a 200-pound man like Simba, on Pride Rock, holding him in the air. So, like, man, that boy Tevin Jenkins needs to be absolutely on the field every single play. Like, dude is a stud.
I'm loving this play. And the other thing I was going to say, like Borum in that position, when that guy jumps that high, look, when once you leave the ground, you've got no balance.
Yeah.
That offensive lineman is supposed to drive forward and drop that dude.
Yep.
He might get the ball. You might not be able to stop him from slapping the ball, but he's going to think about, is he going to do that again?
Yep.
Because if you're jumping to get the ball, and I'm not being mean or aggressive, but if you're jumping to get the ball and you drive that guy back, he's either going to land on his butt or his head. It's only 2 ways you're going down, right? You either bend and go down, or you're on your butt, or if you stay vertical to get the ball, your head's hitting first. You're not going to take too many of those. You're going to think before you go jump on a guy like that. If you just let him jump and come down, he's going to keep doing it. Right. Right. Yeah. You make him pay. He's going to figure out another way to cause that's just human nature, yep. Like Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face.
and that's what I'm saying, man. Tev is the dude that's out there punching people in the face. It wasn't his dude to punch. Yeah. He was actively blocking somebody else. Looked up and went, I could punch the crap out of this dude, and he went and did it.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. I love that.
Unfortunately, though, there was a sack that came right past Tevin. He ended up on the ground somehow, and guy blew through him and Borum and sacked our boy. It was a play where Judon was running around celebrating, and
look, man,
it was like, sacks, dude,
sacks happen, especially sacks.
But it was a bad.
You know what I mean?
It was a sack that should have never happened. You can't get through two of our guys and get a sack. That's not acceptable.
Sometimes people do. You know what I mean? It's the NFL. Every once in a while, you'll see an exceptional defensive play. I don't think that should take away from the game that I think Tev played, and the games I've seen him play.
He's getting better every week. Every week he's getting better. And this is his position, man. He can be an all-pro guard.
Absolutely.
He can be, and if we can create a second one I'm hoping that we can create we don't need a second all-pro. Just create a good guard on the other side, right? And hey, if Schofield's it, then he's it, right? And if he fills that gap and that's the difference maker on that side, then hey, we're starting to fill up the offensive line. Final thing, I think it might have been the first play that Mustafa was out there. It was a pass play. You see a hike and you see Mustafa, bam, right in the guy, probably hit him in the face, but he got away with it. And you see the guy's head and chest go back. And you're like, Musty, where's that been all year? But that's what you got to do. You hike that ball and you come up and you pop that guy. And you saw it, and it's like, there you go. That's what we need out of you. You're a 300-pound man. Hit somebody. Right. If they get by, at least let them feel it. Don't let them get by and be like, "Wow, my jersey's clean and I smell good because I haven't broke a sweat." Make them soak the next day.
I mean, I'm gonna hope that Musty is not out there as long as the rest of the season. You know what I mean?
We
gotta hope that Patrick comes back, because Musty he does well in spot duty. I'll give him that. But I do not want to see that man every snap, man. We've seen enough of that this year. We thought we were done with him. He came right back, man.
He came right back. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's a toe injury. I don't know how serious. We'll find out.
Toe injury, man. Whatever. We'll see.
Whatever.
Man, we saw Brisker get kicked in the nuts, and then immediately after made an interception. So got his revenge on
how about that? I mean, that looked pretty dirty, because Brisker's going over him, and oh boy, holds his foot up. His foot was down.
Yeah, he kicked him. And
as Brisker's going over, that cleat goes up. That did not look innocent.
It was not. It was not innocent at all.
That's some, who was it that Ndamukong Suh. If Ndamukong Suh does that, he's kicked out of a game.
Yeah, he's getting a fire from the NFL for sure.
Yeah. But here's a little quarterback, man. He has to be able to kick you in your groin as you jump over with a cleat. Where's the flag?
All right.
Yeah, that's not a legal football play. I'm sliding to protect myself, and then I get to kick you in your groin. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, they don't throw flags for us.
let's be
even have to go
realistic.
there.
You think the
We
Bears are getting a
let's-
flag?
We're talking NFL referees.
You think the Bears are getting a flag against Bill Belichick in Gillette Stadium? Are you kidding me?
Stop it. Stop it.
We don't get flags in Soldier Field.
Yeah, I was about to say that. We don't get flags in Chicago.
Nah, we're gonna start to, man, because they see the way Justin Fields is playing. They got to protect that man now. They got to show him the same respect that they showing everybody else.
They're starting to. I'll give them their credit. They're starting to show him some respect. Hey, look, sad news. When we talk about us being number one in rushing, we are number 32 in passing.
So what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not that worried about it because we've gotten significantly more yards in the air in the past 3 games. We're getting near that 200-yard a game mark that I feel is absolutely necessary to complement the run game. We could throw for 200 and a touch. With this run game and this defense,
tough.
Yeah, 33-14 can happen on a regular basis.
Where do you guys see this team going? If we play like this, we're a playoff team, in my opinion. But is that what we need right now? Do we want to be a playoff team when we have so much at stake in terms of roster construction and whatnot?
Oh man, come on. Who wants to lose on purpose?
That's what I was going to say.
Lose on purpose. I'm not saying lose on purpose.
No. But I'm saying we don't need to lose. Look, if we're a playoff team, that means that, hey, maybe we pick 16th or 17th. I will take that 16th or 17th guy in the draft. If we need to trade up, we can trade up. I will take him through every round and continue to build. We didn't have a first round pick, and look what we got: Brisker and Gordon. And we didn't have a first round pick. We were going to pick almost a full round ahead this year. I think that if we make the playoffs legitimately, I mean legit, not we back in. I don't want to be the last team in. If we're the last team in and the first team out, that's a waste of time. But if we legit actually make the playoffs, let's say we either win the division or if Minnesota stays on a tear, we're right on their tail, right? Green Bay nowhere in sight. Yeah, I want that season.
I'm with it. I feel the same way. This is how I look at it, man. Of course, you can be better, and this is no diss. I don't want to be the Miami Heat LeBron James 2010 of football, right? Let's go out there and compete. We got guys on our team. Again, these are professional players. Let them go out there and compete. Yes, you can always get better. You get what I'm saying? In theory, you can play Madden football and you can have all the best players at each position on your team. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in going out there with the guys we got, playing tough, being competitive, and meeting the challenge of winning the Super Bowl, not buying the Super Bowl. So I like what we're doing now, and so like Uncle's saying, I feel like if we get there, that just shows that we're worthy of being there. You get what I'm saying? So maybe we still do need to make a couple moves. I don't feel like we need to say, okay, maybe I'm LeBron James, and maybe all right, I do need a big man. I might not need Bosh and Wade, though. I might just want to play this season now, do well, take the pick that I get where it is, and build the team like that. I don't like forcing. You get what I'm saying? Because think about it. There are teams that are not as good as us. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, and they should be the teams getting those picks. Like if we don't need that. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like we should downplay ourselves, in order to get that. You know what I'm saying? Let's play the game and let the guys
Denver Broncos
step up and be the professional players they are. The Broncos.
Yeah. the Broncos. We're going to be great. God. We added Russell Wilson. We spent a mint and we spent everything we had to get him. To win. No, you're not. You're not as good as us.
My sense isn't should we tank? You know what I mean? I'm not saying that at all. I think we're
right.
I'm not taking
anywhere near the. Even I don't even think we're going to be in the top 10, frankly. But beyond that, you know what I mean? Like the Vikings are 6-1, 5-1, something like that. They're way up at the top of the division. So if we made the playoffs, we make the playoffs as a wild card team.
Right.
And then
trust the Vikings. They have blown these type of starts.
Man, that's right.
They are who we
They're up
thought they
there.
were.
It would take something for them to come back down.
All they need is like a
this year.
4-game losing streak, and they've done it before when they started off 8-1. It crashed.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
It's
boy.
football, man. It's football.
Yeah. I will see how the second half of the season
Yeah,
plays out. You know, I just want to see talent added, you know, top to bottom on the roster. You know, like if we're playing like this now, imagine if we add some future Pro Bowlers to the roster.
Here's a question that is a concern to me. So let's say the phone rings right now this week, right after watching that game, and somebody says, "Hey, I'll give you a 1 and a 2 and a 3 for Roquan today."
I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. He's
Nephew?
too young and he's too good.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this stuff? We're talking Bears.
Look,
Roquan is a Bear. We're talking Bears.
Roquan is a
Yeah,
Bear.
You're trying to get me to
Roquan needs to stay a Bear.
offload Roquan.
No, I'm saying they just look. The phone rang the phone rang, and Christian McCaffrey went for a 2, 3, and a 4 to the 49ers. So you telling me somebody's not looking, going, "Hey, let's call Poles and see if he's willing to sell him."
I'm sure people are calling him, but
I'm just saying, if they offer 1, 2, and a 3, what do you do?
I keep Roquan because you could have a bust out of that one.
Bust.
So we've got all bro.
Big baller brand.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, he's gonna be an All Pro and a Pro Bowler this year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
no question.
I mean,
no
you
question.
know what? These hypotheticals are always hard because you're gonna take some names and throw some names out there to make it make sense. But then he's right; you can be bust. You know what? I feel like when you got a guy like Roquan, who's got the type of caliber of player that he is, type of guy that he is on the team, the type of leader that he is. You don't always find that. I mean, even if you get other talented guys, you get what I'm saying. And I feel like you can't just always just play around with that, no matter what the offers are. When you have your best guys, you have your leaders of your team. Yeah, there could be better players. Yeah, there may be some other players. But I think Roquan is one of those cornerstones. He's one of those pieces that you get, and it's like if I was the 1, 2, and 3, I'd be looking for a guy like this. So yep. I feel like he's somebody I would keep. But you drive a hard bargain. If that phone rings, yeah, I think we'll be sitting around talking for a little while. But Roquan, to me, he's that for our team. You know what I'm saying? And you need that at the end of the day. When you build a team, you're looking for guys like that. You get what I'm saying? So I mean, the concept of letting him go and getting 2 Roquans, I don't know. So
let me ask you one other question. Phone rings. You get offered a 2 and a 3 for Demo. What you doing?
Man, you're making this tough. And rebuild it. And you know what? I'm gonna say this because we're talking Bears. We're in the middle of the season. I'm not trading anybody. Look, I'm not trading anybody. Let's play some ball, man. Let's play some ball. Let's get to the draft. Let's see where the chips fall for this year in the rebuild. And we can deal with that later, man. I feel like Demo hasn't shown me that he's not committed to being here. He hasn't shown me anything like that. So I say, let's get the guys out there playing with him as long as his heart's in it. We've seen what he can do. Let's get him the pieces to help him around him, to help Fields, and let's just see what we got in this rebuild.
What do you say, son? You get phone rings, 2 and a 3 for Demo.
Dude,
from a bad team, so you're going to get a high 2 and a high 3.
Hold on, we used to
the Broncos.
We used to sit back and play with the Bears on Madden on the franchise mode on co-op. And you remember what I would always used to do? My goal was always to have at least 2 running backs that were 1,000-yard backs. And we've got the chance to do that this year. I mean, I say we go for it, man. I say we try to feed Demo, feed Khalil, feed Justin. So let's see if we get 3. We can have 3,000-yard rushers in the same season. Has that ever been done? Who knows? We should try it. I ain't trading nobody. I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm not, man. I'm not. And because like you said, it could be bust city, man. And at the end of the day, I feel like when you got guys that are playing, to me, the concept of building is you take the cornerstone pieces that you have, you take what's really good about your team and you build from there. Like it may be that the time will come when all these guys got to walk away from the game. You get what I'm saying? So you get a few years where you have these guys playing at maybe probably the highest level that they'll be playing at. And in those times, you want to get complementary pieces, man. You can't spend all your time saying, "Oh, let's take our best player and trade him away for future best players. It's like, well, you're always going to have a best player. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So at some point, you have to decide what the makeup of your team is going to be, what the identity of your team is going to be, and go for it. Right now, I feel like we've got Fields. He's an athletic quarterback. He can throw the ball. We're a running team. I feel like let's build around that. Build the line. Let's get some receivers. But I don't feel like we need to get rid of anybody. Not right now. Not none of those guys. Yeah, so we decided we're not trading.
We're not trading anybody.
Hey, this is the way I look at it, honestly, and this is it would be tough. You have to. Here's the thing. You honestly, if that happens, I'm going to sit down and I want to negotiate their contract now. You know what I mean? I don't want to keep you so you can walk away.
Right.
You know what I mean? If we just sit down, hey, if they call for Demo, say, bruh, I want you. Let's talk. Let's get this done. Right.
I like you and I want you.
I like you and I want you. If they call for Roquan, hey, Roquan, we're seeing what we want. What's it gonna take?
Right.
I don't want to distract from the season, but if we can agree now, let's make that decision. Let's lock them in.
I disagree with that take personally, purely because Roquan is his own agent and he's been
you got to leave that alone.
Let that man play football.
Let that man play football. You're right.
He is adapted to this defense. Don't distract that man.
You're right.
Distract himself, if anything.
You're right. But for Demo, you can call his agent and say, hey, let's get this done for next year. Hey, you can do that. You can preempt.
I would be looking to keep Demo on a more team-friendly deal. And I would be willing to keep Demo pretty much to keep this backfield tandem alive.
It's more than that. Everybody says that Demo is a serious locker room and offensive leader.
Yeah.
And you could see it on the field. They're taking his attitude. He's tough as nails, and he's got, and people get up and they fight. He and Tevin, they're the if you stuck in an alley at night and in the wrong neighborhood, who you want from the Bears with you? Roquan, Demo, and Tevin. Let's go.
Yeah. Agreed.
And Brisker.
Brisker too. Yeah, bring him.
Right.
Bring him.
Right. All right. We getting out this alley, dog. I don't care if it's 20 of y'all. You outnumbered right now.
Man.
Because I got my dogs. Go.
No, I agree with you on that. Like 100% though, man. I say we keep this team intact. The only person that I would say I would be happy to move on from, even at this point, would be Robert Quinn. And based on the season he's having, I'm not sure who's
Ain't nobody calling.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody calling. I would say, look, I look at it like this. The rooms that I have locked down in my mind, running back, it's a lock.
Quarterback,
it's a lock. Even I like Simeon, whatever his name is. To me, he's a great backup. Hold on to him for a little while. Let's not play these games. You can draft a late round quarterback and let him come in as number 3 and let him be practice squad. That's fine. You can do that every year. I don't care. 5 or 6, something like that. That's fine. But the DBs, I love my DBs. I mean, I'm we used to be like, oh my God. Hey, we got 3 safeties. Crushank, he hadn't hit the field, really. We haven't seen him, but the boys can play. Who's the other veteran we picked up that we really haven't seen much of?
Young, the slot corner.
Yeah. We haven't seen much of him, but I respect him. We've got talent. DBs, I'm not messing with that room. Again, bring in some late round young talent just to keep it fresh. You know what I'm saying? Linebacker, we're good, but we're great at 1-2, right? I think Roquan, Morrow, that's great, but after that, we got a few issues.
Yeah.
We could improve there. But now the front. I want
to see Jack Sanborn start getting some tick.
Hey, Sanborn, I like a lot. Let him grow with
more. Start getting some tick.
Defensive tackles, we got issues. Defensive ends, we're serviceable at defensive end.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I thought that was the strength of the team going in, but man, like we've got like 3 sacks out of our combined defensive ends out of like 4 guys. Maybe no, we got a couple more because I was thinking about Dominic Robinson. So I think
Dominic Robinson, I like he's man, did he make a play?
He did. So Robinson, he's learning. Gibson, okay.
I like Gibson. He's
been falling off. And then AQ has been honestly underwhelming. So our defensive ends could use a lot of improvement.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I say we're serviceable. They're not bad, and we're not getting annihilated, but we're not winning nearly enough.
We're not generating no pressure.
We're not. Well, that's because we're trying to stop the run. They can't do both. That's
exactly
the problem.
Exactly.
and our defensive tackles, but it may start with the tackles. You know what I mean? Because if the guards don't have to worry about the tackles and they're just firing off after the ends, you got problems, right? Yeah. So those 2 defensive tackles should be eating up the center and both guards, and then the end should be able to especially in the run outmaneuver that tackle.
So basically, our whole D line needs improvement.
Our D line, right? Exactly.
Justin Jones has been showing up the last couple of games, though.
I'm not arguing. I said I used the word serviceable, but they're not good. We can't say as a group we have a good defensive line. The offensive line, oh my gosh, run blocking is great. Pass blocking is Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Which hole are you going through? It's just And
so now Justin just has to throw while he runs.
That's what he's doing. and the receiver room, I like to see N'Keal Harry get his first catch. I'd like to see him, if he can equal what we're getting out of EQ right now, we can move forward with those 2 guys. I need somebody to push Pettis off the roster. No offense to Pettis. He's added some big plays in some of our wins, but he's also dropped the ball in some of our losses.
Added some big plays for the other team. Some of their wins against us.
And this one on punt return, he had another muff that could have went the other way.
Yeah. And it's just, we just have to we need that. We need a guy that's going to come in and challenge for that number 1 receiver job. We need a guy to push Mooney and make Mooney really, because Mooney's still right now in my book a number 2. He's a number 2 playing number 1. He's a number 2 playing number 1 right now. Somebody's got to push him all the way into the number 1 or take the job from him.
I agree.
One or the other.
I agree with that. I will say this though. Statistically speaking, Mooney is ahead of a lot of good receivers in terms of what he's been able to produce on the field. Antonio Brown statistically was not as good as Mooney through his first 3 years. I want to say even some like really, really well regarded guys like Steve Smith, like there's a lot of dudes that are, smaller, fast receivers that Mooney is better than already.
And he can block. The little guy can block.
He blocks. He does everything well. He's playing like 3 different receiver positions right now. He's playing slot. He's playing X. He's playing Y. So I'm not, man, this is what I said the other week. This is a Darnell Mooney Stan account. It's still
don't hear me wrong. I'm not taking Mooney.
It still is.
Don't hear me wrong. Mooney's a Bear, and I'm re-signing Mooney. Don't hear me wrong. But the question is, can we find that Jamar Chase kind of guy that just makes Mooney a number 2? Sorry, we have Jamar Chase. Mooney is number 2. He's a great number 2. Maybe best number 2 in the league.
Here's the question. If you've got young Antonio Brown and Jamar Chase, who's your number 1?
Jamar Chase.
No, Jamar Chase is still, to this day, like, he's still not as good as Antonio Brown.
You think so?
Yeah, dude. Brown AB put up like 140 catches, 1,800 yards, whatever, with Ben Roethlisberger throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
Old Ben Roethlisberger. So
Oh.
AB was a dog's dog. So I would rather have a 1A, 1B situation. Absolutely shoot for the fence.
Yeah.
But man,
that's what we need.
If Mooney keeps
You're just saying
ascending,
Mooney's he's number one.
if Mooney keeps ascending, let him give him the option to stay as that number one option.
Well, he's got it's no options. You got to earn this.
Yeah, I was saying, give him the opportunity. That's all.
And I think this is the year. Like, he's got pressure like he's never had before. There's no legit number 2 and number 3 right now. So everybody's watching Mooney. Yeah. So every catch is a fight. You know, automatically you bring another talent in there. Mooney's got it a little easier.
Absolutely.
You know, but you know, right now he's still, it's a little bit to be desired. He's doing you know, the beginning of the year sucked.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't just his fault, but
he didn't play in those games, did he?
Yeah, well,
I thought he was hurt till week 3. I don't know. Maybe I was missing
just his ego.
Yeah. I mean, everybody struggled them first couple games. I write those off. Yeah. To me, that was whatever. That was a learning experience for the whole offense.
Weren't we 2-1?
Jeez, yeah, we were. Oh my God, we were. And look at the Giants, man. We were talking about who was going to be 2-0, and man, they've been rolling. I don't know how. They don't throw the ball at all. They don't have it. They have receivers they don't even use, man. We got to take a page out of their book, man. They don't even care about their receivers. Well, and here we are talking about we need a real number 1. No, we don't even need to use those guys, man. All we got to do is go out there and run the ball.
Hey, you know what? Let's be honest. If we had been more run focused, the way we were yesterday, we probably would have only lost to the Pack.
Yeah, facts.
You know, but you can't undo it, and a lot of lessons were learned. I'm not mad about just like, you know, in 2018. I'm not mad about a young team losing when they make mistakes.
But that was my point really early on in the season too. No matter whether we win or lose, you got to win or lose with Justin Fields and his talents. You got to put the game in his hands and let him win the game, because nobody else on the team right now, Demo included, is going to take that ball and put that shit in the end zone when nobody else can. It's only Fields. It's only him. So if we throw it 30 times and we lose, cool. If we throw it 12 times and we lose, cool. As long as the ball is in Fields' hand the whole time. That's
I mean, he's that Allen Iverson.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
we're the 76ers in the early 2000s.
And that's honestly, I think we're well, that team went all the way to the championship. I was going to say, I think we're a little better team than that. But
they did.
We can, you know, hey, we got the defense doing the Kembe Mutombo no yards for you, no yards for you.
You're right.
Well, recently, man, that the run defense was suspect until like yesterday. So
hey, we're gonna, you know what? The run defense may be suspect. We're gonna find out in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, because we're gonna face another really strong run team, and because the Patriots, I don't think are a really strong run team, right?
They were decent.
We're gonna face it. I mean, they're decent, but that's not, you know, that's not like the Giants. That's all we do, you know.
You know what I like, man, about this. Win or lose, what I like to see from the guys. We've all played sports, been a part of you know, teams, and what I think is the sign of a positive game season is that when these guys go out there and you lose, if you have the attitude of give me that matchup again, you know, if we play you again,
run it back,
run it right back, and that's the attitude that we got to have. It's not about, I mean, everybody can lose, everybody loses. You play, you know, you compete and you play. Everybody loses sometimes, but to have that attitude, to know if you come and try that same play again, it ain't gonna work the next time. You get what I'm saying? Right, to me, that's where I want us to be. That's where I feel like we need to.
I agree.
Nephew, I remember when you were younger, and I was like, man, you got a bad attitude when you lose. You were like, why am I supposed to like losing? And I was like, oh, you got me there.
Yeah. And you know what? And to me, that's the best part of it, man. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna learn. The young guys are young for a reason, and the veterans are veterans for a reason. But having that attitude, when you know, all right, you might have learned something in this game, but you run it back, and I got you, because I know what my skills are. I know where I'm at, and I'm gonna come out here and show you. And that's why we need to have the ball in Justin Fields' hands, like, because